Have you ever stopped to think about who actually owns the internet, or our energy grids, or the servers that store all our data? Well, today we're going to dive into a pretty revolutionary idea that's flipping that whole model on its head. It's called DePIN, and trust me, it's a real game changer. You know the feeling, right? You're paying a ridiculous bill for internet that feels like it's from the Stone Age, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like you're in a hostage situation with your provider. But here's the thing. It's not just about your Wi-Fi. It's the whole system. A tiny handful of giant corporations control almost all of our critical infrastructure. But what if we could change that? What if we could build something more transparent, more efficient, and owned by, well, us? And that's exactly where DePIN comes into the picture. It's this incredibly bold and exciting new way to build the stuff that our world runs on. So let's get right into it. What exactly is this idea, and how is it going to rebuild our world brick by decentralized brick? Okay, so let's break down that name, DePIN. It stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Networks. Decentralized is the magic word here. It means there's no single CEO, no big corporation in charge. Physical infrastructure is exactly what it sounds like. We're talking about real, tangible hardware in the real world. Things like Wi-Fi hotspots, solar panels, and servers. And networks is how it all comes together, using blockchain to create this secure, transparent system that, in theory, works for everybody. And this is where it gets really, really cool. DePIN isn't just some abstract idea living on a computer somewhere. This is about building a bridge between the digital world of the blockchain and the physical world we all live in. We're talking about real hardware, routers, sensors, you name it, all working together, all coordinated by this transparent digital system. It's where the digital meets the dirt, so to speak. So this slide really shows you the heart of the whole idea. The old way, the centralized way, is basically a monopoly. One company calls all the shots, they set the prices, and if their one central server goes down, everything goes down. The DePIN way, though, is more like a democracy. The network is owned and operated by the community, by people like you and me. Anyone can contribute, which drives costs way down, makes the whole system way more resilient, and just unleashes this incredible wave of innovation. Okay, so a community-owned internet, a community-owned power grid, it all sounds pretty amazing, right? But what does it really mean for us in our day-to-day lives? Why is this shift from centralized to decentralized such a big deal? Let's break it down. The perks here are huge. First, collective ownership. Imagine our most important infrastructure being a shared resource, not a corporate cash cow. Costs just plummet because you cut out the middlemen and start using resources that were just sitting there idle anyway. The network gets tougher, more resilient, because there's no single weak spot. But my favorite part? Permissionless innovation. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can come along and build the next big thing on top of this network without having to ask for permission from some gatekeeper. It's wild. And just in case you're thinking this is some small, niche corner of the tech world, think again. The potential here is absolutely staggering. Research firm Masari is projecting a $3.5 trillion market for DePIN by 2028. That's not just growth, that is a full-blown economic earthquake. It's a massive shift in value from the old guard into the hands of the community. And we are just getting started. You know, as Abe Kumar from the Helium Foundation puts it, we're barely scratching the surface here. This is about so much more than just cheaper internet. It's about empowering people, it's about giving us control over our own data, and building a world that's more connected and, frankly, more fair. Okay, so this all sounds great, but how in the world do you actually do it? How do you convince thousands or even millions of people all over the planet to work together to build this new infrastructure? Well, the secret sauce is this really clever and powerful economic engine. It's called the DePIN flywheel, and it is honestly a stroke of genius. Here's how it works. The network offers its own crypto tokens as a reward to get people to chip in with their hardware, say a Wi-Fi hotspot. As more people join, the network gets bigger and better, which naturally attracts more users. All that new demand drives up the value of the token, which, you guessed it, attracts even more people to contribute their hardware. It's this beautiful, self-powering loop that just builds on itself and scales the network like crazy. Now, DePIN projects usually fall into one of two buckets. First, you have physical resource networks, or PRNs. For these, location is everything. Think about Helium building a wireless network. You need hotspots in specific places. Or HiveMapper, creating a global map using dashcams in cars. Then on the other side, you have digital resource networks, or DRNs. These are all about digital resources, like cloud storage from Filecoin or computing power from Render, that can be accessed from anywhere on the planet. All right, but let's be real for a second. Building a whole new world is never easy. The road to a fully decentralized future is going to have some bumps, and it's really important to look at the challenges that are still out there. And the challenges are definitely real. You've got major technical hurdles, like making sure the blockchain can handle a huge number of users. Then there's the big one, regulation. The rules for all this are still being written. And of course, there's that classic chicken and egg problem of getting that flywheel spinning from a dead stop. It's tough. But here's the kicker. Even with all those challenges, the DePIN movement is absolutely on fire. I mean, just look at these numbers. In less than a single year, the market cap shot up from about $3 billion to almost $12 billion. That's not just momentum, my friends. That is a rocket ship. So, I want to leave you with this one thought to chew on. What if our most critical infrastructure was owned by everyone, and at the same time, by no one in particular? DePIN is this incredibly bold vision, a chance for us to build a world that's more equitable, more transparent, and way more innovative for all of us. Thanks for watching.